Welcome to the In My View podcast, everybody. And of course, we are at the quarterfinals of the World Cup. And we have some big games coming up. Let me just wave my flag. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it's coming home. But I'm just waving my flag. That's all I'm doing. Not saying it's coming home. I'm just waving my flag. So welcome to the In My View podcast, everybody. And of course, I'm going to ask you to subscribe, share, like, and of course, drop a comment in the comment section. Because this is the In My View podcast World Cup. We are in the World Cup and the World Cup fever is getting on. And tomorrow will be the start of the quarterfinals of the World Cup. And I'm here to give my predictions and preview of the quarterfinals. So, again, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And of course, if you want to comment, if you don't agree with anything that I've said in the podcast, you can, of course, share your comment. It's your view versus my view. This is the In My View podcast, and let's get it on the road. So, the first quarterfinal coming up will be Brazil versus Croatia. Now, here in Jamaica, we call Jamaica Little Brazil. And of course, everyone knows that Brazil is one of the favorites to lift the World Cup along with Argentina, to a lesser extent based on before the World Cup persons, as Argentina has one of the top teams during the World Cup. The performances has not been to the expectations. But we're talking about Brazil versus Croatia. Croatia going 120 minutes in their last game. And now they're going to take on the mighty Brazil. And my prediction for this game is a Brazil win. And I'm thinking that Croatia might get one on Brazil in terms of one goal. So if I was a betting man, I would go to the betting shop, wherever you are, whatever country you're in. If you use Just Bet in Jamaica or any betting Jamaica, any betting shop that you want to go to, I would say put a 3-1 result for Brazil versus Croatia. 3-1, that's the scoreline I'm going with. And I think Brazil team will be too much for this Croatian defense. I mean, the Croatian defense is very solid. They have that $80 million rated central defender at the back. But I guess we can't use value to determine if the defender is good. We have to use performances because, of course, we're talking about England's Harry Maguire. So, money is not necessarily what you would use to rate a defender. But he's highly rated. He's young, he's strong, he's robust. He's looking to stop the likes of Neymar and the likes of, the Vinny, Rafinha. The names they're just there. And of course, I'm thinking Brazil will steamroll this team. And I'm thinking 3-1, comfortable win for Brazil. Up next will be a slightly interesting game that I think that will go all the way to penalties. Yes, based on how Argentina is playing, based on how Netherlands is playing, both teams so far, both coaches are coaching what I like to call tournament style coaching. Yes, so they are coaching based on the scenario that is placed in front of them. So they don't go out to blow teams away. Especially the Argentina coach, if he goes a goal up in the second half, he's looking to shut down the opponent, shut down the game. So I'm thinking that this will be a tight game and it might go all the way to penalties. But I'm thinking we'll get some extra time in this game. I'm going 1-1 to penalties. And I'm thinking Argentina will win on penalties just because of that goalkeeper, Emi Martinez. I think he's brilliant at penalties. He has saved a lot of penalties. He has saved some penalties in the Copa. So I'm thinking that the game tomorrow between Argentina and Netherlands will go to penalty shootout. Lionel Messi. When we hear penalty in pressure situations, Lionel Messi definitely has to come up. If it goes to penalty, I've already predicted a penalty result the Croatia game. I thought it would go to penalty and it did. So maybe this one will go to penalty. I think that it will go to penalties. Definitely will go to extra time, I think. So I'm going Argentina on penalty just because of Emi Martinez. The next game that I am looking at is the surprise package of the World Cup so far. Morocco versus Portugal, who dropped Cristiano Ronaldo and they are looking like seriously looking like a team that is well oiled and can go all the way. Now, beginning of the World Cup, I didn't have much expectations of Portugal, but during the World Cup, I didn't think that this Bruno Fernandes would show up the way he has shown up so far. Bruno Fernandes has been brilliant in the World Cup so far. I mean, like, this supporting cast around Cristiano Ronaldo, if he had this 5 years ago, he would definitely have a World Cup to his belt. This supporting cast around Cristiano Ronaldo is brilliant. I think the decision to drop Cristiano Ronaldo to the bench is brilliant as well. I mean, there's a lot of factors around it. I mean, if the game is tight and the game is going to extra time, you would want Ronaldo on the field to kick penalties. That's one scenario. To me, though, you would need your best players on the field, or you need your best player, your best team out there. And I don't think that Ronaldo is a part of Portugal's best team. And we have seen it's just one game, and person might say, well, you can't say that because of this, and you can't say that because and we will say, okay, well, if Ronaldo is not a part of their best team, then Cancelo isn't a part of their best team, and it goes on and on. But this has been something that persons have been talking about. Is Ronaldo the best suited? The Portuguese team, does it suit Ronaldo? Is he a sure starter? I think if they bench him and have him coming on, nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're 37, you're a legend of the game, you're one of the greatest that's ever played the game, definitely in the top 5, if not top 3. So coming off the bench and your team having a better chance to win the World Cup, if I was Cristiano Ronaldo, I would say, okay, Quavos, that you want me to do? We have seen where we have won 6-1. I will do that again. And I think they will get past this Morocco team. The Moroccan team, though, is very hard to break down. A very, very well drilled, well-organized defensive unit. The issue is, though, is that Saiz picked up an injury. Not sure if he will be 100%. And a defensive partner got injured the last match, so we're not sure if he will be there. But my player of the tournament so far, I mean, my most impressive player of the tournament so far in the defensive midfield, that is Amrabat. He will have his job cut out for him to stop Bruno Fernandes, to stop Bernardo Silva, to stop Felix. So it will be a very, very tough game for Morocco, and I just can't see them getting past this Portuguese team. There's too much. There's top players coming off the bench. There's a forward who is in excellent form. Your 2 centre backs are not 100%. You may be using a substitute centre half to start this game. So I think Portugal will get past them, and I'm thinking that this game will be a comfortable 2-0 win for Portugal. And the final game, the big one of the quarterfinals, the massive one of the quarterfinals, England, let me get my flag. Let me wave my flag. England goes up against Kylian Mbappe and France. Now, Kyle Walker said that this team is not just about Kylian Mbappe. Of course, it's not just about Kylian Mbappe, but in my view, and of course, it's the In My View podcast. So in my view, if you stop Kylian Mbappe, you have stopped 3/4 of what France has to offer. I don't think that France have a lot coming off the bench outside of Kingsley Coman. So if you stop Kylian Mbappe, you have locked down 3/4 of what France has to offer. In terms of the counter-attacking game, that is done through Kylian Mbappe. Everything is done through Kylian Mbappe. So if Kyle Walker can have a brilliant game, then you're halfway there to stopping Kylian Mbappe. However, though, I mean, there is no stopping Kylian Mbappe. That is what I'm saying. So if I was the England manager, I would be saying, okay, we need 2 goals or 3 goals to win this game. Because Kylian Mbappe is impossible to stop over 90 minutes. You can stop the supply to him by getting pressing football. I mean, the midfield for France is not what you consider. I don't think this is your first choice midfield because, you know, Pogba would be starting and Kante would be starting. So they're using Tchouaméni and Rabiot. So it's not their first choice midfield. England can put 3 players in the middle of the park, close down the football quick, and look to bring Foden, bring Saka, bring Kane. You can go toe-to-toe with this France team, but when you go toe-to-toe, you leave the pitch for Kylian Mbappe to attack you. So I would not want to be the England manager. Most persons are expecting him to go 3 at the back or 5 at the back, whatever you want to call it. But if he does that and lose, then he did not trust these players to go out and take on this France team. If he plays the same formation that he's playing, go out and get beat, persons are going to say he did not respect the France team enough, knowing that they have probably the best player on the planet right now. It's a tricky one for Gareth Southgate. I am an England fan. and I'm saying to Southgate, doesn't matter what you do. I don't care if you play 3 at the back, 5 at the back, 10 at the back, 1 at the back. I don't care. Just go out and win the game. That's all I'm saying. Because in Jamaica, there's a saying that anyway you turn Maka Jukyo. Maka, once he does anything wrong in person's eyes, so if he starts with 3 at the back, as I said before, and lose the game, he shackled up his attacking players. If he plays the regular formation that he has been playing throughout this tournament, then he would have opened up the team too much for the likes of Kylian Mbappe. But if I am supposed to give my prediction for this game, as an England fan, I want England to win. I really do. But as an analyst and sitting down and thinking about this game, I'm thinking that this game has penalty shootout all over it, and whosoever win from that, that's it. So I'm thinking that these 2 quarterfinals will possibly have 2 penalty shootout. I'm thinking penalty shootout Argentina versus Netherlands, and penalty shootout versus France versus England. And if it goes to penalties, England have a poor record at penalties, so hopefully it can be overturned. And of course, yes, I'm going around it. I'm not giving any prediction. All I'm saying is, let's go, Barmy Army, Barmy Army, Barmy Army. Let's go! Thank you so much, and that has been my predictions for this quarterfinal of the World Cup. See you when the quarterfinals are finished. Share, like, and subscribe to the channel. Tell your friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. This has been the In My View podcast, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. And again, Barmy Army.